Hello guys. Hello, how are you? Thank you very much for watching this video. My previous video is about stream subscriber legal agreement, but actually the privacy policy and the video content policy and the legal information. Now comes the second part, second video, reading the Steam subscriber agreement in particular. Let's go. Steam subscriber agreement, table of contents, registration as a subscriber, application of terms to you, your account, conclusion of agreements. Number two, licenses. Number three, billing payments and other subscriptions. Number four, online conduct, cheating and illegal behavior. Five, third party content. Six, user generated content. Okay, all the way until 12 points. Okay, let me read the first 3 points first. Okay, registration as a subscriber, licenses, billing, payment, and other subscription. Num- Before we get into number one, there's another message here. Steam subscriber agreement is a legal document that explains your rights and obligations as a subscriber of Steam from Valve Corporation, a corporation under the laws of the state of Washington, with its registered office at 10400. Okay, all of the address here is available. Please read it carefully. Section 11 contains a binding arbitration agreement and class action waiver. It affects how disputes are resolved. Please read it. If you are a consumer and live in the province of Quebec, the European Union or the United Kingdom, Section 11 does not apply to you. Number one, registration as a subscriber. Application of terms to you, your account, acceptance of agreements. Steam is an online service offered by Valve. You become a subscriber of Steam by completing the registration of a Steam user account. This agreement takes effect as soon as you indicate your acceptance of these terms. You may not become a subscriber if you are under the age of 13. Steam is not intended for children under 13 and Valve not knowingly collect personal information from children under the age of 13. Additional age restrictions may apply in your country. Number A, contracting party. For any interaction with Steam, your contractual relationship is with Valve. Except as otherwise indicated herein or at any time of the transaction, such as in the case of purchases from another subscriber in a subscription marketplace, any transactions for subscriptions, as defined below, you make on Steam are being made from Valve. B. Hardware subscription, content, and services. As a subscriber, you may obtain access to certain services, software, and content available to subscribers or purchase certain hardware on Steam. The Steam client software and any other software, content, and updates you download or access via Steam, including but not limited to Valve or third-party video games and in-game content, software associated with hardware, and any virtual items you trade, sell, or purchase in a Steam subscription marketplace are referred to this in this agreement as content and services. The rights to access and or use any content and services accessible through Steam are referred to in this agreement as subscriptions. this is these are definition. Okay, contracting party. Let me talk about part A first. For any interaction with Steam, your contractual relationship is with Valve. So the difference between Steam and Valve is that Valve is the name of the corporation. Steam is this application in particular. So these are so Valve makes Steam. Am I right? I could be wrong. Again, guys, don't forget the disclaimer, okay? I am not a legal professional. I could say something stupid. And if you use my stupid advices for doing expensive stuff, there's a good chance that you might lose that a lot of that you might experience significant amount of losses. So please consult with anyone that actually is really like professional if you want to do something that has professional stakes. Next, yeah, guys, and I'm sorry if I made the mistake as well. But I don't haven't made the mistake yet. For God's sake, please help that I would not make such mistake. Uh, yeah. Uh, Number B, hardware subscription, content and services. As a subscriber, you may obtain access to certain services, software, and content available to subscriber or purchase certain hardware on Steam. Um, Each subscription allows you to access particular content and services. Some subscription may impose additional terms, specific. Okay, so all of these are descriptions. What is the point here? Rules of use include the Steam online conduct rules. They are describing links for stuff, which can be found at privacy, are binding on you once you indicate your acceptance of this term. Okay, so there are rules regarding your interaction with Steam. So you got to see this online conduct. Let me click on it first. Okay, there are some online conducts that could be read here, important stuff. And then refunds if you shop. Um, okay, so they are describing about all the rules related to this. So this is not the complete one. You should still read some other parts, but I'm going to get into it later in this series. Number C, your account. When you complete Steam's registration process, you create a Steam account. Your account may also include billing information you provide to Valve for transactions concerning subscription, content, and services, and the purchase of any physical goods through Steam or hardware. You may not reveal, share, or otherwise allow others. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, guys. Mucus. I got mucus somehow. Haven't been having that for a while, for a long while. Your account may also include billing information you provide to Valve for transactions concerning subscription, content. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. It blocks my nose, guys. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do now? Now I'm talking like Gork. Gork. Uh, what am I supposed to do now? I'm sorry if it sounds even more annoying than before, guys. Okay, it's the mucus. Uh, um, So this is talking about your purchases with Steams, okay? It's about negligence, complicated. It's pretty complicated. There are a lot of different stuff in this and in this paragraph, and it's supposed to make a point. So let me go deeper into this. You may not reveal, share, or otherwise allow others to use your password or account except as otherwise specifically authorized by Valve. You are responsible for the confidentiality of your login and password for the security of your computer system. Valve is not responsible for the use of your password or account for all the communication and activity on Steam that results from use of your login name and password by you or by any person to whom you may have intentionally or by negligence disclosed your login and or password in violation of this confidentiality provision. Unless it results from Valve negligence or fault, Valve is not responsible for the use of your account by a person who fraudulently used your login and password without your permission. If you believe that the confidentiality of your login and password may have been compromised, you must notify Valve via the support form without any delay. So, one thing that I noticed from reading like terms and conditions, clauses such as this exist in a lot of different services. So they really want you as soon as there's something changes about your account or your information, for example your email, or maybe in like in governmental services or like things that are important, your mobile number if you gave them. So if there's a changes to that, tell them. They want you to tell them, and I think it is a good idea actually to tell them to update your information. Just remember, if just try to remember whether you have made some changes in terms of your email, or maybe you change your name, or maybe you change your mobile number that you've used to register with them, or maybe you change your credit card information and stuff. Sometimes things like that could really slows you down without you realizing it, because your information, like you usually use these services seamlessly, right? And sometimes they're important stuff and you rely on them to be seamless as usual, but you have changed some of your details, and now they are protected because they already put this in their terms and conditions. And if you wanted to if we want compensation, right? I mean, it's not reasonable for you to ask for compensation as well. Well, probably in certain cases, I don't know. As I said, I'm not a professional at all. So yeah, so as far as I could comprehend, right, they're trying to protect themselves against these kind of cases. So it is also at our advantages if we got our details changes. Just remember what are the services that we use that uses those details, and update them. It is actually useful. Your account, including any information pertaining to it, contact information, billing information, account history, and subscriptions, is strictly personal. You may therefore not sell or charge others for the right to use your account or otherwise transfer your account, nor may you sell, charge others for the right to use or transfer any subscriptions other than if and as expressly permitted by this agreement, including any subscription terms or rules of use, or as otherwise specifically permitted by FOF. Okay, D. Acceptance of agreements. Your order through Steam is an offer to FOF to agree on the delivery of the order subscription, content and services, and or hardware, the products in exchange for the listed price. When you place an order on Steam, we will send you a message confirming receipt of your order and containing the details of your order. The order of confirmation is acknowledgement that we have received your order and does not confirm acceptance of your offer to enter into an agreement. What? Your order confirmation is acknowledgement that we have received your order and does not confirm acceptance of your order. Oh, I see. So it's like a no reply email. Like we have accepted your application or something like that. It doesn't mean that your application has been accepted, right? Whatever you are applying for, but it's just that your email have entered their mailbox or something like that. Okay, and then after that, in the case in the case of hardware, we only accept your order offer and conclude the transaction for an item ordered by you when we dispatch the hardware to you and send email confirming to you that we've dispatched the product to you. If your order is dispatched in more than one package, you may receive a separate dispatch confirmation for each package, and each dispatch confirmation and corresponding dispatch will conclude a separate contract of sale, wow, between us for the hardware specified in that dispatch confirmation. Any hardware delivered to you remains property of FOF until payment has been fully made. Okay, like it is good to put it here. This is unique, right? Because usually like terms and condition have similar things in them, so it's boring to read them all the time. It's boring to read them because you've already read one of them, right? And you read all of across the sites, their terms and condition. You're like, oh, I've read this, I knew this, and you tend to skip it. But you shouldn't have skipped it because there's some unique stuff in it. Like I just wish like all of the sites there's an like a union for all of the terms and condition that are uniform, so that all you gotta do is to read that, and then the particular site is just put the label there like this is similar to this follows this standard and this standard and this standard, and after that things that are specific or unique is being put separately or something. So if you already got certification, or probably like minor certification, just so that you've acknowledged all of this, you have read the standardized terms and condition, right? And then you are like certified and stuff, and you can confidently uh, maneuver through different sites with confidence that they will conform to that standard, right? And that is an extra value for your property. Why? Because you are confident. It is more grippable. It's like when you're playing a racing game, right? The grip is high. The level of grip of that cart of that card is high. So you have a grip over your own relationship with the people on the internet, right? And these are smart people you're interacting with. And right, you would want a strong grip over your own property. At first, it seems like what's the difference, okay? But you would know after that that yourself will thank you for that. There's a difference. There's a difference for someone who take the cost for maintaining their own property from someone who is just careless about it. Okay, there's a difference. I'm telling you valuable information here. Please pay me money. And then next, you consent to receiving sales invoices electronically. Okay. Next, payment processing. Payment processing related to content and services and or hardware purchased on Steam is performed by either FOF Corporation directly or by FOF's fully owned subsidiary FOF GmbH on behalf of FOF Corporation depending on the type of payment method used. If your card was issued outside the United States, your payment may be processed via a European acquirer by FOF GmbH on behalf of FOF Corporation. For any other type of purchases, payment will be collected by FOF Corporation directly. In any case, delivery of content and services as well as hardware is performed by FOF Corporation. Okay, so this is the differences between job or roles. Payment is okay. I'm trying to summarize, paraphrase here, right? Payment for content is for the central FOF corporation, and okay, and they do that on behalf of FOF GmbH on. Okay, so every time there's a transaction involving money, the one who is responsible are still FOF corporations. They are like sometimes maybe I'm just interpreting this right. Sometimes companies use other third parties for processing payments and stuff. The difference between FOF is that the main guy, the main holding guy, is the one who is going to take care of that. So that's safer. For example, that's the first impression that I got from it. And also it's a specification or a confirmation that even if you're dealing with FOF GmbH in Europe or others fully owned subsidiaries, the one who is still in charge is still FOF Corporation. So that is an assurance. That is a good assurance right there. That they're putting in their responsibility right there. That Okay, next two licenses. A general content and services license. Steam and your subscriptions require the download and installation of content and services into your computer. FOF hereby grants and you accept a non-exclusive license and right to use the content and services for your personal non-commercial use, except where commercial use is expressly allowed herein or in the applicable subscription terms. I'm losing comprehension, guys. The, the general content and services license. Steam and your subscription require the download and installation of content and services into your computer. You need to install it. FOF hereby grants in you accept a non-exclusive license and right to use the content and service for your personal non-commercial use. Okay, again, like the first video I make, the previous video, guys, it's in the if you're a content creator, it's similar. Okay, it's probably similar to that. Non-commercial use, remember, non-commercial use. This license ends upon termination of this agreement, a subscription that includes the license. The content and services are licensed, not sold. Your license confers no title or ownership in the content and services. To make sure of the content and services, you must have a Steam account, and you may be required to running the Steam client and maintaining a connection to the internet. All right. So all of these are owned by Steam, and in the previous video, they are licensing it to you to be like a YouTube, like PewDiePie, right? Let's play content creator. So they're allowing you to be like that on YouTube and other video streaming services. Uh, there are multiple ways to to monetize, but they are specific that these are the way that you could monetize. Otherwise, don't do it for personal purposes. Okay, so that is like, again, I've made a comment about that, that you should contact if you have an idea about further idea about monetization that's beyond the license, right? Okay, next. For reasons that include, without limitation, system security, stability, and multiplayer interoperability, Valve may need to automatically update, preload, create new versions of, or otherwise enhance the content and services, and accordingly, the system requirements to use the content and services may charge over time. You consent to such automatic updating. You understand that this agreement, including applicable subscription terms, does not entitle you to future updates unless to the extent required by applicable law. New versions or other enhancements of the content and services associated with a particular subscription, although Valve may choose to provide such updates in its sole discretion. Okay, so basically, they could update their stuff, and you are not necessarily are entitled for the update. Okay, interesting. Beta software license. Valve may from time to time make software accessible to you via Steam prior to the general commercial release of such software. Okay, I'm sure about the previous paragraph. There are more to it, guys. So look, I am just a one perspective, and the law is embodiment of evolution of all of the problems and solutions that people have dealt with. Okay, so I don't for thousands of years. Okay, so I don't know, guys. I can only offer you my perspective. Okay, my limited perspective. Valve may from time to time make software accessible to you via Steam prior to the general commercial release of such software, beta software. You are not required to use beta software, but if Valve offers it, you may elect to use it under the following terms. Beta software will be deemed to consist of content and services, and each of beta software provided will be deemed a subscription for such beta software with the following provision specific to beta software. Your right to use the beta software may be limited in time and may be subject to additional subscription terms. Okay, so take note, guys, like in terms of beta stuff, the treatment is different from others, okay, other usual non-beta software. Okay, Valve or any Valve affiliate may request or require that you provide suggestions, feedback, or data regarding your use of the beta software, which will be deemed user-generated content under Section 6 below. Okay, we'll read that later. In addition to the waivers and limitation or of liability for all software under Section 7, disclaimers, limitation liability, no guarantees, limited warranty, and agreement below as applicable, you specifically acknowledge that beta software is only released for testing and improvement purposes. In particular, to provide for, let me guess, guys, let me guess, beta software could damage your computer, okay, and we don't want to be responsible for it. Okay, sorry. Next, below as applicable, you specifically acknowledge that beta software is only released for testing and improvement purposes, in particular to provide Valve with feedback on the quality and usability of the beta software, and therefore contains errors, is not final, and may create incompatibilities or damage to your computer, data, and or software. If you decide to install and or use beta software, you shall only use it in compliance with its purposes, i.e., for testing and improvement purposes, and in any case, not on a system or purposes where the malfunction of the beta software can cause any kind of damage. In particular, maintain full backups of any system. I'm so over my head right now. Full backups of any system that you choose to install beta software on. I don't know. I think my neighbor is listening to me because every time I made a emphasis or something like that, there's always like a table that is being pulled. There's a chair that is being pulled. It's freaking annoying. But I hope, like, probably she or he is watching this as well. Huh? Or maybe I'm being paranoid, guys. Help me out if I'm being paranoid. No, just kidding. It's just a possibility. I'm healthy. See, license to use Valve developer tools. Your subscriptions may include access to various FOF tools that can be used to create content. Some examples include the FOF Software Development Kit for a version of the computer game engine known as Source, and the Source Engine, and the associated FOF Hammer Editor. The Source Filmmaker software are in-game tools through which you can edit or create derivative works of a FOF game. Particular developer tools, for example, the Source Filmmaker software, may be distributed with separate subscription terms that are different from the rules set forth in this section. Except as set forth in separate subscription terms applicable to the use of particular developer tool, you may use the developer tool and you may use, reproduce, publish, perform, display, and distribute any content you create using the developer tools however you wish, but solely on a non-commercial basis. SDK, guys. And it like SDK usually also contain like open source software, right? Yeah, so you got to pay attention to that too. There are different types of licenses. Usually people use Apache, right? Apache or MIT. Sometimes people use GNU GPL, right? And I like GNU GPL is like is zealous. It's a kind of a zealous license. So in that way, I like it. But probably I don't know if you're a developer, you would have more say in that. I could only uh, scratch the surface. If you would like to use the Source Engine SDK or other FOF developer tools for commercial use, please contact FOF at sourceengine@fofsoftware.com. License to use FOF game content in fan art. FOF appreciates the community of subscribers that creates fan art, fan fiction, and audiovisual works that reference FOF games or fan art. You may incorporate content from FOF games into your fan art. Except as otherwise set forth in this section or in any subscription terms, you may use, reproduce, publish, perform, display, and distribute fan art that incorporates content from FOF games however you wish, but solely on a non-commercial basis. Wait a minute. Okay, not but this is definitely not talking about your original character, right? Only character from the Steam, from character owned by FOF, right? If you incorporate any third-party content in any fan art, you must be sure to obtain all necessary rights from the owner of that content. Commercial use of some FOF game content is permitted via features such as Steam Workshop or a Steam subscription marketplace. Terms applicable to that use are set forth in Section 3D and 6B below in any subscription terms provided for those features. To view the FOF video policy containing additional terms covering the use of audiovisual works incorporating FOF intellectual property or created with the source filmmaker software, please click here and there's a link about the video policy. You know what? I should get into that. Okay, let's continue it for now on and we'll get into some stuff that is being linked. License to use FOF dedicated Surface software. Your subscription may contain access to the FOF dedicated Surface software. If so, you may use the FOF dedicated Surface software for an unlimited number of computers for the purpose of hosting online multiplayer games of FOF products. If you wish to operate the FOF dedicated Surface software, you will be solely responsible for procuring any internet access, bandwidth, or hardware for such activities and will bear all costs associated with your use. What is that? If you may use the server software, what is the difference with other? So you became the host of a multiplayer game. Wow, I don't know that you can do that. That is something that is unfamiliar, but interesting. F. Ownership of content and services. All title, ownership rights, and intellectual property rights in and to the content and services and any and all copies thereof are owned by FOF and or its affiliates licensors. All rights are reserved except as expressly stated herein. The content and services are protected by copyright laws, international copyright treaties and conventions, and other laws. Okay, this is like intellectual property stuff. The content and services contain certain licensed materials, and FOF and its affiliates licensors may protect their rights in the event of any violation of this agreement. Like why is it included in terms and condition, guys? Like I know that your 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 content is yours. uh is there a case where title ownership of your content is not yours? What is this? Why is there a firecracker outside of my house? Outside. What happened? Like, is there a celebration or something? This is so weird. G. Restriction on use of content and services. You may not use the content and services for any purpose other than the permitted access to Steam, and your subscription to and to make personal non-commercial use of your subscription. This is allowed, except as otherwise permitted by this agreement and applicable subscription terms, except as no otherwise permitted under this agreement or under applicable law. Notwithstanding with this restriction, you may not, or in whole or in part, copy, photocopy, reproduce, republish, distribute, translate, reverse engineer, derive source code from, modify, disassemble, decompile, create derivative works based on, or remove any proprietary notice or labels from the content and services for any software accessed via Steam without the prior consent in writing of FOF. Okay, so not only you have to get a permission from the developer, you also got to find the permission from FOF, guys. Okay, there are games out there that are not developed by FOF corporations, but it is available on Steam, and it says that you may not blah 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 without, so you could if you had the consent, but FAF also want you to ask for consent of them. Okay, you are entitled. So this is strange. Like, how does this apply in real life? That isn't that weird, guys? Like, let's say for example, you got Square Enix game like Final Fantasy, or what other games, Toho games, right? And you want to make some kind of derivatives or some kind of games that is derived from that, probably a mobile game, and then you ask permission from Toho, or you ask permission from Square Enix or other from Bandai or something like that, and right, they give you permission. Usually you would be able to do, like, you are covered legally. How's this? What kind of usage is this? Photocopy, reproduce, publish, distribute, translate, reverse engineer, derive source code from, proprietary notice or labels from the content and surface or any software accessed via Steam without the prior consent in writing of FOF. You are entitled to use the content and service for your own personal use, but you are not entitled to sell, grant a security interest in, or transfer reproduction of the content and services to other parties in any way, nor to rent, lease, or license the content and services to others without the prior written consent of FOF. Remember, guys, these are software accessed via Steam. It is not necessarily the content owned by FOF. Um, except to the extent expressly permitted elsewhere in this agreement, including any subscription terms of rule or rules of use. Host or provide matchmaking services for the content and services, or emulate or redirect the communication protocols used by FOF in any network feature of the content and services through protocol emulation, tunneling, modifying or adding components to the content and services, use of a utility program or other techniques now known or hereafter developed for any purpose, including but not limited to network play over the internet, network play utilizing commercial or non-commercial gaming networks, or as part of content aggregation networks, websites or services without the prior written consent of FOF. Okay, so this is quite specific, guys. If you we read before that Valve has a software that like surfer software, right? Where you can download this server where you can host services. Okay, so that part is covered over there at the top, at upper side. But in this particular, it covers software that are other than that. So this is not the software that is being provided. Instead, it's a foreign to Valve software. Like I imagine some kind of ways of uh, like networking, like LAN parties, but it is actually electronic, and it uses the game hosted by Valve, so it increased the complication of the things, and it could do different various stuff that is not common, or not yeah, I don't want to go too far, but just like they say, protocol emulation, tunneling, adding components to the content and surfaces, use utility program. Okay, guys, so that's that. And then number three, exploit the content and surfaces or any of its part for any commercial purpose, except as expressly permitted elsewhere in this agreement, including any subscription terms of rules or use. Ah, okay. I'm still confused. I think people could understand about using foreign software together with Valve software, together with Steam. And that could be cause a problem, right? And that could breach into conceptual territories such as intellectual properties and or licensing and other permission to use, and would enable people who are not permitted to do things that are not permitted, and not monitored things that are supposed to be monitored into things that are not monitored, which is um, seems like all over the place, but it makes sense. But the thing that still doesn't make sense to me is that it you like that if you contact the company directly, you still have to contact Valve. I don't see how it plays out though. I don't see how it plays out. I still cannot see. I'm like I said, I am not an expert at all. I don't even like in terms of IT. I'm not even look. I'll move on. Three, billing, payment, and other subscription. All charges incurred on Steam and all purchases made with the Steam wallet are payable in advance and final, except as described in section 3.1 and 7 below. A. Payment authorization. When you provide payment information to Valve or to one of its payment processors, you represent to Valve that you are the authorized user of the card, PIN, key, or account associated with that payment, and you authorize Valve to charge your credit card or to process your payment with the chosen third-party payment processor for any subscription, Steam Wallet funds, hardware, or other fees incurred by you. Okay, don't if you use, like, for example, your parents' credit card, right? uh like Valve don't want you to do that. Like, but you do, like, they if you got the permission to use it, I guess this is supposed to be okay. But did they say it right here? You are the authorized user of the card. Okay. But if you like stole your father's credit card, right? They specifically are saying they don't want that. For subscription ordered based on an agreed usage period where recurring payments are made in exchange for continued use, by continuing to use the recurring payment subscription, you agree and reaffirm that FOF is authorized to charge your credit card or to process your payment with any other applicable third-party payment processor for any applicable recurring payment amounts. If you have ordered any recurring payment subscription, you agree to notify Valve promptly of any changes to your credit card account number, its expiration date, your billing address, and your PayPal or other payment account number. And you agree to notify Valve promptly if your credit card or PayPal or other payment account expires or is canceled for any reason. Okay, the first part that I wanted to talk about here. Some people are not realizing this, but if they bought a subscription, it's going to renew by itself. Some people are surprised. Oh my God, I lost my money. You charge me without me buying. Look, mhm, be careful. Be careful. It says here it's going to be a recurring payment. Okay. So so allocate the specific energy or specific resources for creating an administration for you to monitor this stuff if you don't want this to happen to you. Okay, if you bought, for example, Dota Plus is a subscription services. It's going to renew, and from my experiences, Dota Plus always notify me beforehand through email that they're going to renew. That is nice. That is super nice. But they also notify it here. Sometimes people are not reading their emails or what, but they use a separate email for something like that, and they forgot about it. And when their credit card was charged, they got mad or something. This is the problem that is trying to be covered here. So before you shop or any do anything, allocate that resources, guys. Okay, so because it could, if you're not, then you cause false problems. You go to the customer service, making things a bit more difficult. You kind of violate the terms and services a bit. I mean, it since it's a normal practice, right? Not a normal practice. It's since it's like since it's like people probably could. You know what? I shouldn't get into that. But like as much as a customer service are nice people, right? You got to know when it is something that you are when you're not being when you're not being thorough with your rights and responsibilities. You want to feel like you're a good person, right? But you're still a good person, but maybe not as much as you expect it to be. Why? The terms and conditions, guys. You gotta read the terms and conditions, and right because it's already said here, and the customer service are already prepared for different kinds of stuff. And if you come here with this kind of problem that has already been covered in terms and condition, probably they're not allocating resources too much on it, and it is kind of yeah, you know what I mean. That's another angle to look at it. That how it could be a problem. Okay, next. Of if your use of Steam or your purchase of hardware on Steam is subject to any type of use or sales tax, then Valve may also charge you for those taxes in addition to the subscription or other fees published in the rules of use. But still, guys, there are common practices in gaming department, in business department. Of course, as a professional, they're gonna provide you with the best kind of services. So it's coming from me, someone who is foreign. I'm not a Valve employee, right? I don't know how nice Valve is. So just from my language, from the way I explain it, please don't assume that Valve is this kind of evil corporations based on what I said. Okay, they are probably indeed an evil corporation, but not because of the things that I said. Right? Okay, guys. How do I explain this? The more I said it, the more wrong things probably I say. Um, um, If your use Steam or your purchase of hardware on Steam is subject to any type of sales tax, then Valve may also charge you for those taxes. In addition to subscription or other fees published in the rules of use, all fees on Steam in the European Union and the United Kingdom include the EU or UK VAT tax. European Union VAT amounts collected by Valve reflect VAT due on the value of any content and services, hardware, or subscription. What is the point of this paragraph? Let me read the previous paragraph one more time. Um, you agree to notify promptly if your credit card or your payment expires. If your use of Steam purchase is subject to any type of sales tax. In addition, you are you may be charged with this tax. Okay, okay. In addition to the subscription or other fees published in the rules of use, all fees in Steam in the European Union and the United Kingdom include the EU or UK VAT. All fees on Steam in the European Union and the United in the UK VAT, that's like GST, okay, collected by Valve reflect VAT due on the failure. Okay, so that is the point. Like they're going to charge you tax as well, not only just the price, probably. You agree that you will not use IP proxying or other methods to disguise the place of your residence, whether to circumvent geographical restriction on game content, to order or purchase at pricing not applicable to your geography, or for any other purpose. If you do this, Valve may terminate your access to your account. Oh, I just see now how that could be a problem. This is a tax issue, guys. Wow, it could be a tax issue. B. Responsibility for charges associated with your account. As the account holder, you are responsible for all charges incurred, including applicable taxes and all orders or purchases made by you or anyone that uses your account, including your family or friends. If you cancel your account, Valve reserves the right to collect fees, surcharges, or costs incurred before cancellation. Any delinquent or unpaid accounts must be settled before Valve will allow you to register again. Okay. Steam Wallet. Steam may make available an account balance associated with your account. The Steam Wallet is neither a bank account nor any kind of payment instrument. Okay, if it functions as a prepaid balance to order content and services, you may place funds in your Steam Wallet up to a maximum amount determined by Valve by credit card, prepaid card, promotional code, or any other payment method accepted by Steam. Within any 24-hour period, the total amount stored in your Steam wallet plus the total amount spent on your Steam wallet in the aggregate may not exceed US $2,000 or its equivalent in your applicable local currency. Attempted deposits into your Steam wallet that exceed this threshold may not be credited to your Steam wallet until your activity falls below this threshold. Valve may change or impose different Steam wallet balance and usage limits from time to time. You will be notified by email or any change to the Steam wallet balance and usage limit within 60 calendar days before the entry into force of the change, before it's applied, I think. Your continued use of the Steam account more than 30 calendar days after the entry into force of the changes will constitute your acceptance of the changes. So you don't have to click accept. Just after just using it after the notification means that you've accepted it. If you don't agree to the changes, your only remedy is to terminate your Steam account or to cease use your Steam wallet. Valve shall not have any obligation to refund any credits remaining on your Steam wallet in this case. You may use Steam Wallet funds to order subscriptions, including by making in-game orders where Steam Wallet transactions are enabled and purchase hardware. Subject to Section 3I, funds added to the Steam Wallet are non-refundable and non-transferable. All right. Steam Wallet funds do not constitute a personal property right, have no value outside Steam, and can only be used in order subscription to order subscriptions and related content via Steam, including but not limited to games or other applications offered through the Steam Store or in Steam subscription marketplace, and hardware. Steam Wallet funds have no cash value and are not exchangeable for cash. Steam Wallet funds that are deemed unclaimed property may be turned over to the applicable authority. That are deemed unclaimed property may be turned over to the applicable authority. Okay, even though it seems like I wanted to say like it's like gacha, right? If you already buy gems or gold or you buy whatever the currency that you've bought, like you've given up all of your money. All of those money is not going to be returnable for you. It's not really a gamble because like in gamble you can exchange the coin back into money, right? In gacha, that money is gone. You've made a purchase. It is not a gamble. It is not like, what do you say, it is not like coupon or gambling coins. It's a purchase, right? And in game you can do whatever. It's just a game feature, right? In Steam Wallet, things are a bit like that, but the differences is this last part here. Steam Wallet funds that are deemed unclaimed property may be turned over to the authority. Okay, so this, like, the Valve is not really owning your Steam Wallet, unlike a gacha game. Okay, they own your money, like you've made a purchase. This seems like, but it also says that it's not a bank, right? It is unique. I think I'm not a good expert in terms of this. There's got to be law experts and financial law experts that can well articulate what this is. But yeah, you but just remember, guys, that once you have a Steam Wallet currency that is non-refundable and non-transferable and do not constitute personal property right, have no value outside Steam, okay, and can only be used to order subscription and related content via Steam. You cannot really tell that it has no value outside Steam, but I guess if you if you already said, and they have already said, that you're not supposed to go into a third party site and make a make do things that are not allocated in these terms and conditions, of course, and that's what they are supposed to be. But like, economically speaking, uh, when the value is there, well, the value is there, whether it's legal or illegal. Okay, so how do I articulate this? I feel like I want to articulate this. I am curious, but I'm going to stuck in this part forever. The video is going to be unnecessarily longer than it's supposed to. Trading and transaction of subscription between subscribers. Steam may include one or more features or sites that allow subscribers to trade, offer, or order certain types of subscriptions. For example, license right to virtual items with, to, or from other subscribers, or subscription marketplaces. An example of a subscription marketplace is the Steam Community Market. By using or participating in subscription marketplaces, you authorize Valve on its own behalf, or as an agent or licensee of any third-party creator or publisher of the applicable subscriptions in your account, to transfer those subscriptions from your account in order to give effect to any trade or sale you make. What? Steam may include in example by using. Oh, I see. You can give subscription to your friends using the Steam, through Steam. That is nice. I have done that before in the past. So that is like, yeah, there's, of course, there's a terms and condition for that. Valve may charge a fee for trades or sales in a subscription marketplace. Any fees will be disclosed to you prior to the completion of the trade. If you completed the trade or sale in order to in a subscription marketplace, you acknowledge and agree that you are responsible for taxes, if any, which may be due with respects of your transaction, including sales or use taxes. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Like, when you give something to someone, any country would want to know that, that's probably taxable to that receiver. And for compliance with applicable tax laws, receipts from sales you make in a subscription marketplace may be considered income to you for income tax purposes. Oh, that one again. Okay. You should consult with a tax specialist to determine your tax liability in connection with your activities in any subscription marketplace. That's right. That's right. That could be a tax issue. Wow. You understand and acknowledge that Valve may decide to cease operation of any subscription marketplace, change the fees that it charges, or change the terms or features of the Steam subscription marketplace. Valve shall have no liability to you because of any inability to trade subscriptions in the Steam trading marketplace, including because of discontinuation or changes in terms, features, or eligibility requirements of any subscription marketplace. Okay, so like probably you in the marketplace you could probably set up a sales, right? Like in the in share market, you put up you put a sell put, and then you wait until a buyer come. Okay, or maybe you wait, you put not yet and you wait for the price to go high and then you sell. But the problem is when the price got to your target, Steam closed. It's like server maintenance, right? And you don't have a claim to that. You don't get to say, wow, Steam, you closed, right? I've made a short sell. Like I borrow sell to my cousin right here. Now I am at a loss because you close your services, you close your marketplace. And Steam is going to say, please read the terms and condition. Okay, don't give me any more trouble. No, just kidding. Again, guys, I'm not representing Steam or whatsoever. Please don't hate Steam because of me. Okay. Then after that, you also understand and acknowledge that subscription traded, sold, or ordered in any subscription marketplace are licensed rights. That you have no ownership interest in such subscription, and that Valve does not recognize any transfers of subscription, including transfers of operation of law that are made outside of Steam. Right. That examples right there. Short selling, short selling by borrowing with your cousin. It is also like this. It also being targeted by this, alongside with any other coverage as well. Retail purchase. Valve may offer or require a subscription for purchasers of retail packaged products version or OEM versions of Valve products. The CD key or product key accompanying such versions is used to activate your subscription. Further instruction will be provided along with the respective product. Okay. Personally, I imagine this one is OEM. You know, OEM is like when you use a CD and stuff, and it's a CD designated for a specific purpose. Um, and if you buy such stuff, probably nowadays the form is not like a CD. It's probably with a like a USB stick or something like that. Yeah, there's another terms and condition for that. I don't know, guys. Steam authorized resellers. You may order a subscription through an authorized reseller of WoW. The product key accompanying such order will be used to activate your subscription. Further instructions will be provided along with the respective product. If you order a subscription from an authorized reseller of WoW, you agree to direct all questions regarding the product key to that reseller. So this is interesting, guys. You could probably partner with Valve and sell stuff to people, and you sell and you secure a buy that wouldn't otherwise happen without you, and that could create value for Valve. Actually, if you thought that you could accomplish that, that means you probably could contact Valve and ask to be an authorized reseller. That is nice. Free subscriptions. In some cases, Valve may offer a free subscription to certain content and services. As with all subscriptions, you are always responsible for any internet service provider, telephone, and other connection fees that you may incur when using Steam, even when Valve offers a free subscription. What is this case? What I could imagine is like probably you're already subscribed and you got access to ranked match, special or tournament in Dota, right? Tournament. weekly tournament. But then if your internet provider in your area region got a problem and you cannot access the weekly tournament, then you can that is already like that is your risk. Okay, third party sites, and not only that case, there are various cases that is also covered with this clause. Okay, I could only give you my perspective again. Third party sites, Steam may provide links to other third party sites. Some of these sites may charge separate fees which are not included in and are in addition to any subscription or other fees that you may pay to Valve. Steam may also provide access to third-party vendors who provide content, goods, and services on Steam or the internet. Any separate charges or obligations you incur in your dealings with these third parties are your responsibility. Valve makes no representation or warranties, either express or implied, regarding any third-party site. In particular, Valve makes no representations or warranty that any service or subscription offered via third-party vendors will not change or be suspended or terminated. So even if you have already spent money, there's still risk that all of it will not come to use if that party were terminated. Too bad, right? And then right, sometimes you make bad purchases also in a third party context. Um, yeah, it's a separate any separate charges or obligation you incur in your dealings with this third party are your responsibility. Okay, wait a minute, I gotta be meticulous a little bit. Some of these sites may charge separate fees which are not included in and are in addition to any subscription or other fees that you may pay to Valve. But is it, do you mean these charges is being charged through Steam or outside of Steam? Steam may also provide access to third-party vendors. Any separate changes or charges? The definition of these separate charges, though, is it charges that is it does it specifically point out to transaction outside of Steam or inside the Steam somehow, or obligations you incur in your dealings with these third parties are your responsibility. Valve makes no representation regarding any third party site. Okay, not Steam. I don't know, guys. Look, I don't know. But that is the question here, I think. That is the relevant question here. In particular, Valve makes no representation or warranty that any service or subscription offered by third party vendors will not charge or be suspended or terminated. Like, I don't know. Refunds and of withdrawal. Without prejudice to any statutory rights you may have, you can request a refund for your orders or purchases in Steam in accordance with the terms of Valve refund policy. Okay, this is a refund policy. Have I opened it? Okay, let me open. Oh, wait a minute. It replaces the previous one. So there are some policies they haven't read yet. I gotta go through it again, man. Number four, online conduct, cheating, and process tampering. Okay, up until that point, guys, I would end this video right here. We're going to continue that in part three. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later. Goodbye.